Hello, I'm Carol Celine, and this is Jeff Close-Up. My guest is Dr. Michael Ramirez. Now, Dr. Ramirez, you are a born and bred Philadelphian. You went to Temple College, Temple Medical School, a real local boy. What's the most exciting place you've ever been outside the city?
A year ago, I had the opportunity to travel to India.
Ooh.
My wife's family is from India. I have a son who's 4, and we took a family trip. We had the good fortune of being able to spend some time there with family, which gives it a slightly different feel, as well as having the opportunity to do some touring and sightseeing. It's a fascinating experience and almost a little mystical and magical in some way that's very foreign from what we're used to.
Were you much of an athlete as a kid?
I love sports. I'm not very tall, and although I played sports, I didn't play at a very competitive or varsity level through high school or college. I do follow the local sports teams. For years, I've gone to Eagles games with my father, and we continue to have season tickets. We're big Phillies fans. I did have the opportunity to see the Phillies clinch the World Series several years ago, and a very memorable experience that was.
Wow, lucky you to have been at that game. What would you say is the paramount interest in your life?
The paramount interest in my life is easily my family. I married a little bit later in life and have a young son now, and so they're my, concern and my primary interest, and that's where I spend my time and that kind of thing.
Well, lucky for them. What led you into medicine?
I was drawn to medicine in an indirect way. Largely, I had a sense that I was going to have an interest in some way of helping people. I wasn't quite sure how to do that. I think gradually feeling my way through high school and college, kind of gravitated towards the idea of going to medical school.
So once you got there, what led you into medical oncology, which is your specialty?
I was drawn to medical oncology as a result of the influence of some teachers who I admired and respected as role models. Also, through some experiences that I had taking care of patients during my medical school. And in particular, I remember an experience where I took care of a young woman who had been diagnosed with acute leukemia. I especially remember the sense of vulnerability that this person had. As you go through your medical training, you get a sense of what you're good at, and also a sense of what you don't like and what you're drawn to. And through those experiences, I realized I was drawn to taking care of cancer patients.
And how do you deal with the fact that sometimes the outcomes for cancer patients are not what they would have hoped?
Yeah, that's a continuing struggle, I would say, as a medical oncologist, or maybe any physician, is you go through difficult times. Patients sometimes are struggling with their illness or side effects from the treatments. And I think you sort of learn in a way over time how to do that. In the end, for me, I think that the way the doctors deal with this, or the way I deal with it, is in really just trying to think of ways that we can help. Largely what I do, or what any medical oncologist does, is talks to people or tries to help them not only with the drugs or the medications or the treatments, but also helps the patient and the family deal with the experience of an illness like cancer, which may involve really the whole family. To try to be there for them as their physician, but also in many ways as a guide to kind of help them and get them through the experience. And I especially try to help patients who are dealing with those feelings, to get them through the side effects of the treatments or get them through the symptoms of the illness, but also help with the entire experience as hopefully a sense of stability or reassurance that they'll be cared for and helped as they deal with very overwhelming, sometimes overwhelming situations.
So it's emotional as well as physical, and you're there to hold their hand.
I think that's a very good analogy. I mean, it is an experience that is different for different people, and often my role or goal is to try to be there for each person as is best for them or their family.
Well, I'm sure you'd be a very compassionate friend through this experience. Thank you for being here, Dr. Ramirez.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.